Hello guys, welcome back. It is time to update the market, and it seems in the last 12 hours or so we are dumping, which isn't good. However, the good news is the price action is following the TA from the last video as well as from the last post which I updated via my Twitter account. Before we move on to the BTC, I would like to remind you, if you guys are learning and enjoying from the content, do not forget to like the video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe and activate the bell so you do not miss the accurate market updates. Starting from the weekly time frame, when we look into a weekly time frame, there is not much update. However, the weekly time frame looks still bullish but a bit weak, and I would like to wait another 2 days plus in order to close the weekly time frame to analyze the market further. Moving on to a daily time frame. In the last video that I mentioned, after getting this green candle, the pin bar, we had a confirmation candle as well. As I said, as long as we're going to be remaining under the bear's control, this type of bullish candles could be pin bars, hammers, or bullish engulfing, etc. These candles have a less effect to the market. And as you can see, we are having, as expected, a minor pullback. And on the daily time frame that we've been watching, $35,500 and ideally $36,000. However, as you can see, we got rejection right from $35,517. $517, however you interpret it, is just with a difference. Right from the resistance, we got a rejection. In order to analyze the further, we need to look into a lower time frames. However, before we move on to the lower time frames, I got this parallel channel, and this parallel channel shows us that we're in a range, and it depends how you're going to take. You might take from there, like, which is around 32,700, because you've got two touchstones over here. However, I took it slightly from the lower levels because that makes sense to me. And in the last 24-hour plus, I've been following this price action. As you can see, the median line of this parallel channel has been acting perfectly. This is the parallel channel. In the coming weeks, we will follow, and highly likely the price action will bounce in this range. Moving on to 4-hour time frame. In 4-hour time frame, as you can see, that's a clear picture. Rejection, rejected from the top, rejected from the top. And also it's supported from the median line. And once we broke actually the median line, as you can see, we dumped further down. And in the last 24-hour, as I expected in the last video, I mentioned that around here we're going to get a rejection around 35,000, 35,500. That's also confluence with our horizontal resistance line. Before we move on to the multiple time frame analysis, I would like to recap from the last video and on last post. Bear in mind the SR levels are slightly changed. As soon as we hold the support level, the first primary target was around 35,000, 35,500 level. However, we've been targeting, if we got a confirmation on the lower time frame, then highly likely $38,000 was our target zone. And that was expected actually. I updated via my Twitter account, although we're going to come here and slight retracement and confirmation on the lower time frames, then it will give us a chance to go all the way up to $38,000. So at the moment, it's following the plan perfectly, and we saw a minor correction as expected in the market. So from the lower level, that entry level, it already provided 14% plus spot profit. And for the scalpers, dumping all the way in the mid-level of around there, it already provided 7%. However, as I'm keep mentioning, during this choppy market, trading inside the range, if you don't know what you're doing, is extremely hard. So take the confirmation once the trend changed and then ride the trend. For instance, on the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, as soon as we broke secondary level and primary level was around here, 37,700. Once we broke those levels, you could have taken short all the way up to support level. That was our first target, was support 1, second was support 2. And we saw this week between the support number 2 and as well as at around, we had $27,000, we had high time frame Fibonacci level. So before we move on to the multiple time frame analysis, if you want to learn all these technical analysis, what I'm showing, and if you want to become an independent professional trader, or you're interested in the institutional trading system, you can message me via Telegram at Magnate8, and one-on-one intense mentorship is available. It only takes you 5 to 10 hours to master this all, and during the course you will learn day trading, i.e. scalping, swing, and as well as the long-term as an investor trading systems. Moving on, so as expected, we had a resistance. The support number 1 was acting as a resistance, the upper line, and we saw the rejection right from the upper line of this support number 1. So I'm expecting this level supposed to hold, as long as we do not go below support number 2. In order to see that, we have to look into a lower time frame. In order to be bullish on the 4-hour time frame, in the next 2 to 3 days, we have to break and stay above 35,300 and 35,500 level, ideally $36,000. However, it is too early because 4-hour time frame is heavily under the bear's control. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. When we look into a 2-hour time frame, as soon as we lost around $39,000, bear signal flashed around there, and we saw a huge dump in the market. So at the moment, 2-hour time frame is heavily under the bear's control. And as I expected in the last video that we had of around 48 to 72 hours, that was 48 hours ago, and as I said, we have to break the upper line of this support number 1. Again, I'm saying that it was acting as a resistance, and it's still going to be acting as a resistance, and then claim it as a support, and then we are good to go towards the $38,000. However, 48 hours ago, it was heavily under the bear's control and still heavily under the bear's control. But we might expect, if in the next 24 to 48 hours, if we're going to break the 35,300, then we have a hope that 38,000 will be on the table. In order to confirm that, we need to look into a 1-hour time frame. As expected in the last video, which I mentioned, within 12 to 24 hours, we have to break 34,000 level. So once we broke the 34,000 level, 1-hour time frame started giving bullish signal. So at the moment, 1-hour time frame, once we broke the 33,500, 34,000, we moved onto the bullish territory. It looks bullish, however, it started with this dump in the last over 12 hours. The bulls are getting exhausted under 1-hour time frame. In order to stay under the bulls control, we shouldn't lose 32,000, ideally 31,500 level under 1-hour time frame. 35,000 is going to be a crucial for the bulls under 1-hour and 2-hour time frame. As long as we're going to claim that level as a support, then we are good to go towards the $38,000. Without losing the level which I mentioned on the 1-hour time frame, if we're going to lose, it's slightly early to talk about it. If we're going to lose, we will see in the first place the support number 2. However, by losing this low, which is around $29,000, we will be facing with our the main important level of $27,127,000, which is on the higher time frame, the Fibonacci level of 382. This Fibonacci level, which I'm mentioning, that's the mirror image of 618 that we've been following this over a month. So I'm expecting in the end, this line should hold and we are good to go towards the $38,000. However, these levels, as I said, we're in a range, and these are extremely risky levels to take a trade if you don't know what you're doing. Moving on to Ethereum. When we look into Ethereum price action, there is not much update. As soon as we lost the 618 under a daily time frame at around 2,700, we went all the way towards the south. However, as you remember, this black line was around 2,000 and 2,050. As I'm keep mentioning, this is important Fibonacci level, and in the last, as you can see, 4 or 5 days, we're under the 2,000 level, and which is not good sign. And I added the new Fibonacci level under a higher time frame. Recently, we got rejection, first rejection, and as well as the second rejection, as you can see. That was again from 382, mirror image of the 618 level. So at the moment, at this level of 1,725, as well as the lower line of this support level is going to be 1,550. It's going to act strong support if we're going to lose the lower line of this support level. Moving on to 4-hour time frame. If we're going to recap, as soon as we had the fake out on the 4-hour time frame and we lost the support number 2, the support number 2 as well as the support number 1 as well as this support is going to act as a resistance. Don't forget that. As soon as we lost the support number 2, we went all the way towards the south. And in the last 4 or 5 days, I'm keep repeating, as long as we're going to be remaining below the 2,000 level, higher time frame support, as well as the important level of the Fibonacci, highly likely we will go and test the lower levels at around 1,700 and 1,550 level. So at the moment, you may call it this as a double top, whatever you call it. So we got rejection in the lower time frames, you can see clearly, and week to week, body to body rejection. Right from there, we're seeing a minor dump in the market. In order to be bullish on the 4-hour time frame, we have to break at around 2,350 in order to go all the way up to 2,800. However, it is too early, and in this episode I don't want to talk about it. We need to claim this level of 1900 in order to go to the primary level, but ideally I want to see to claim the 2000 and 2050 level to go to support number 1. So don't forget that these levels is going to act as a resistance. As long as we're going to stay below 2000 and 1900, highly likely we will go towards this blue box at around 1500 and 1700. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. Again, under 2-hour time frame as well, the price doesn't look good. As soon as we lost the 2500 level, we went heavily under the bearish territory. So at the moment, in order to be bullish, we have to break the lower line of this S1 in order to go to 2500 and 2800 level. However, lower time frames, mid time frames, as well as the higher time frames doesn't look good. If the BTC holds under 1 hour and 2-hour time frame, we might see another retest of this level. Otherwise, we may go all the way down. 1 hour time frame. And if you remember in the last video, that was very important level on that lower time frame in order to claim this resistance as a support and then to go all the way up to 2400, 2500 levels. However, as you can see on the lower time frame, one after another rejection, couple of hours rejection right from here, over 12 hours I believe, and also we sent all the way down lower line of this support, and we tried again this level over 12 hours. We couldn't manage to break it and stay above. The price action again went to the south. In order to be bullish under 1 hour time frame, we have to break this 2000 and 2050 level to go all the way up to support number 1. However, it doesn't look easy at the moment, and 1 hour time frame is heavily under the bearish control. So claiming this level under the lower time frame in order to go to 2200. Ideally, as I said in the last video, I'm more interested on the 4-hour time frame for the swing traders, and that's going to be around 2300 and 2400 levels. And this is the bullish and bearish scenario. We came to an end of this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.